Today we'll be continuing the early portion of Season 2 here in the San Francisco Giants franchise here on MLB The Show 24. In the last episode, we got through the first few series of April, and we currently sit at a record of 6-7, not really making any positive or negative ground in the standings. Today we're going to wrap up the month of April, so we've got like 3 or 4 weeks to get through, and we're really going to learn a lot about this team and figure out where they're at for this season. In terms of notable performers, J.P. Crawford has performed really well. Jonathan India has gotten off to a strong start. Joey Gallo's been really good. But some of our key players like Jung-Hoo Lee and Jorge Soler have started slowly. The pitching has been quite strong so far. The starting pitching, other than Robbie Ray, has been really good. The bullpen has been a little bit more of a mixed bag, but overall pretty solid for the most part, especially the back end. So we're going to start by some early simulating, getting through these two home series against the Pirates and the Cardinals, two pretty solid teams within the National League Central. So we're going to hop into this first game here against Pittsburgh. Bottom of the 10th inning, we trail 4-3. Jung-Hoo Lee is at second base. After Max Kepler would be out, we're going to bring in Lamont Wade, who only has one base hit this year, but he's really good with runners on. Here's the 0-1. Wade gets a piece of it, hits it well into left. Back at the track, at the wall, it's caught. I thought that one might have had enough carry. Close but no cigar. The Pirates hang on and survive, winning it 4-3, but the Giants would win the other two games in the series. That'll bring us here to a 3-game set against the Cardinals. We lead this one 2-0. Blake Snell's going for a complete game shutout. Blake Snell started the year a little bit slowly, but over his last couple of starts, he's been dynamite. Strikes out the free agent signing Pete Alonso, and the Giants win it 2-0 with a shutout victory for Blake Snell, his second of the year. Let's hop into another game here in this Cardinals series. A little bit more offense. We trail 4-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Runners on first and second, though. Our offense isn't exactly known for being clutch, but we'll see if we can get some big plays here with the tying run aboard and the winning run at the plate. It's Blake Sabol, who's gotten off to a really strong start this year. He's ahead 1-0. Rips it up the middle against Helsley for a single into center. The runner, Jake Fraley, will look to score. He's safe, and it's 4-3. The best part about Fraley scoring is we don't have to worry about the bases being loaded because, well, you guys know what would happen next. Helsley's going to be yanked out of the game for the lefty. Jojo Romero, who is not allowed a run so far in 5 innings this year, he'll face off against the infielder Thairo Estrada. First pitch of the at-bat. Estrada rips it into center field. The runner from third will look to score. That's Patrick Bailey. He's safe. Sabol, meanwhile, makes it to third as we're tied at 4, bearing a double play. If this ball is put in play from Austin Slater, the Giants should win this game. Slater has not gotten off to an overly strong start this year after being extended last season, but as we know, he mashes against left-handed pitching. Here's the 1-1. Slater gets a piece of it into center, and that should do it. It will be caught, but that's plenty of room for Sabol to score on the sacrifice, and the Giants walk it off. They win it 5-4. We trailed 4-2 coming into the inning, but the offense clutches up. A rare moment where the Giants hit well with runners on base. I never thought I would see the day. Ultimately, the Giants end up taking 2 of 3 there as well. So we win both series against the Pirates and the Cardinals. Good start to the episode. Let's see how we look against San Diego. We're going to simulate the first 2 games because I want to pitch with Blake Snell. So here in this game, we led 6-3 going into the bottom of the 9th. The bullpen blew it. And now we've got to stay in this game looking for extras. But Jackson Merrill has other plans. If it's fair, it's gone. See ya. This one is over. A 3-run walk-off home run for Jackson Merrill. His second home run of the year. And the Padres walk it off in style with a 6 spot here in the bottom of the 9th. We led 6-3 going into the inning, but we were greeted by a rare Camilo Doval disaster class, and A.J. Minter doesn't do any favors by allowing the home run. The second game, we lost 12-5. Another rough showing from the pitching. It was Logan Webb who got the start. He was not great for his standards, and that'll bring us here into the third game. We lose the first 2. It felt like we were really starting to get some positive momentum with the series wins against Pittsburgh and St. Louis. The last thing we need would be to lose 3 in a row here to San Diego, who's been able to score 21 combined runs through the first 2 games. There's a look at both lineups, and here's a look at Michael King, the righty, getting the start for the Friars. He, of course, was part of the second Juan Soto trade package with the Yankees, and so far this year he has been a train wreck. 7.79 ERA, 1.73 whip. He'll start things off against Jun-Hoo Lee, who started the year off slowly, but has been really good over the last week or so, and he draws a walk, looking at the inside slider, and so he is aboard for ball 4. That'll bring up J.P. Crawford, still hitting with a really strong average, 324. Puts it on the ground. Michael King makes the play, throw to first is in time, but on the play, Michael King ended up getting injured. It looked like it might have been his elbow as he was making a throw, and he's going to have to be yanked out of the game, and the severity of the injury is unclear. So King only faces off against 2 batters. He's yanked, and San Diego's pitching schedule is now completely thrown off course. Ryan Baraki, the lefty, will come in to replace him. He'll face off against Kepler with 2 away and a runner on second. This one's up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Throw to first is in time from Xander Bogaerts. And San Diego is able to get out of an interesting first inning with their starting pitcher, Michael King, getting hurt. Let's take a look at the former Padre and former Cy Young Blake Snell. ERA barely above 1. He's allowed 3 runs in 26.2 thirds innings with back-to-back shutouts. The dude has been on a heater as he looks to get revenge against his former team, striking out Bogaerts to start things off. Now against Manny Machado, the 1-2, got him on the curveball. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Snell, who's picking up right where he left off from his last 2 starts. Into the second, Lamont Wade getting the start. The average down to .53. Bloops into the left field for his second hit of the year, and the Giants get a runner aboard here with 2 away. He didn't hit the ball super hard, only 70 off the bat, but Lamont Wade needs all the hits he can get. That'll bring up Thairo Estrada now. He hits this one well into right center. It's got some carry at the track, at the wall. It's gone! 2-run blast for Thairo Estrada. His first home run of the season. And the San Francisco Giants are on the board first here at Petco Park. They lead 2-0. Let's go bottom 2. Fernando Tatis up the middle. What a play there by Blake Snell, showing off the reflexes, preventing the speedster from getting a base hit. The catcher, Luis Campusano, is now up for the Padres, Guardians franchise legend. And he rips this one into the gap that could go for extra bases. Jun-Hoo Lee makes a great angle on the ball, but it's not going to be enough to get the runner out as Campusano is aboard with the first hit of the game for the Padres, a 2-out double. We'll see if Tuipita Marcano can bring him in as he flies it into left. Jorge Soler, usually the DH playing defense today, is under it. He makes the play, and Snell gets through the inning. Another pitching change here for San Diego. It's going to be Yuki Matsui, the native of Japan, in the game. It looks like the Padres are now embracing a full bullpen game, and they're going to use their relievers by the inning. With 2 away, it's Jorge Soler, who, as we know, mashes left-handed pitching. Rips this one into left field. It was on the outside part of the strike zone. He swung a little bit too early, still looking for extra bases. And he's out of there! A big-time throw in left by Tuipita Marcano to gun down the runner. Bottom 3, it's Iggy Rosario, who strikes out on the circle change. Another punch-out for Snell. Dylan Head, the 20-year-old center fielder, in his first game of the season. He will get his first hit of the year. Rips it into the gap. Dylan Head is a speedster. 88 speed on the bases. He's looking for 3, and he is safe. Everybody wants some head here in San Diego as Dylan Head is 90 feet away from home with 1 out. Now there's 2 gone here for the second baseman, Xander Bogaerts. The 1-2. Swing and a miss on the circle change. Snell gets out of the jam as it remains 2-0 in favor of the Giants. Another pitching change for San Diego. They'll bring in the righty, Daniel de los Santos. He's been pretty good so far this year with an ERA of 3 in 15 innings of work. And we'll see if the mammoth of a pitcher will get through another scoreless inning here for San Diego. Jonathan India is up here with 1 away, and he hits this ball high and pretty deep into right field. It's got some carry. Tatis at the wall. It is gone! Solo home run for Jonathan India. That is number 4 on the season for the former Cincinnati Red, as Jonathan India continues to be really productive here for this offense in his first full season with the Giants. And so San Francisco now leads 3-0. That'll bring up Jake Fraley, the right fielder. He's ahead 2-1. Fraley gets a piece of this one into left center. At the track, at the wall, it's caught. Not quite enough carry that time from Fraley, as Daniel de los Santos would get through the rest of the inning, and we move bottom 4. Fernando Tatis up for San Diego. Hits it into right. Kepler chases after it, and he will make the play, running into the wall. A nice snag by Snell. Let's move into the 5th now. Woo Suk Go is in for San Diego. 6.14 ERA for the talented righty who came over in the 2023 offseason. He'll face off against Jun-Hoo Lee. He will sky this one in to left. Will it bloop down? Doesn't look like it. A 1-2-3 inning for Woo Suk Go, and it remains 3-0 as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. San Diego only has 2 hits so far. It's been another Blake Snell masterclass, and he's not showing any signs of slowing down. He strikes out Campusano. Now here's Tuipizza Marcano. He goes down on the circle change. Snell with back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning. He's at 6 now on the day. We'll see if he can strike out this side. It's Eggy Rosario. He's behind in the count 1-2. And Snell will get him to bloop this one into left. Soler chases after it, and he makes the grab! What a catch by Jorge Soler! Not known for his range in the outfield. I thought there was no chance he was going to make that play. But a highlight grab for Soler. And it'll remain 3-0. Let's move into the 6th. Go will stay in the game for San Diego as he strikes out J.P. Crawford on the low curveball. If the Padres can get multiple innings out of these relievers, I think that'd be a big deal for them, being that they didn't really use a long reliever today. Max Kepler goes down on the fastball. That's 2 perfect innings for Woo Suk Go, and it remains 3-0. The Giants' offense really has done nothing since the home run back in the 4th by Jonathan India. As for Blake Snell, he's continuing to look to dominate, but he allows a base hit here with 2 away to Xander Bogaerts. The first hit in a little while for San Diego, just their 3rd of the game, and so they get a runner on here for Manny Machado, the 1-2. Grounds it to 3rd. Estrada fields it cleanly. Throw to 1st is in time. That's 6 scoreless innings for Blake Snell, who is looking like his 2022 Padres form so far here in the early going of this season. The righty, Robert Suarez, is into the game for San Diego. 1.69. Nice. ERA so far this year. He'll face off against the outfielder Jake Fraley. He rips it over to 1st as it's deflected by Eggy Rosario, and he flips it over to Suarez for the 2nd out of the inning. Good defense there by San Diego. Lamont Wade looking for his 2nd hit of the game, and he will not get it. A 1-2-3 inning for Suarez as the Giants' offense continues to be silenced, and it might not matter as long as Blake Snell continues to pitch as he has. Willie Adames grounder to 2nd. India diving play. Throw to 1st is in time. A nifty snag by Jonathan India for out number 2. Luis Campusano now, he's ahead 3-1, and he draws a walk. That's the first walk that Blake Snell has thrown all day. He's been able to limit the walks throughout the year, which is a big reason for his success. Marcano goes down on the circle change, and that's 7 scoreless for the 2-time Cy Young winner, and he is rightfully feeling himself. Let's move into the 8th inning now. Can the Giants add some insurance for their 2-time Cy Young winner as Blake Sabol singles into center field, and the Giants get a runner aboard here with 1 away. That'll bring us back to the top of the order. Jun-Hoo Lee without a hit today. Looking to change that here as he rips this one into the gap in left center. It goes off the wall. Sabol will hold up at 3rd, so it's a 1-out double for Lee. Both runners are in scoring position. And now with 2 away, the Padres will elect to intentionally walk Jorge Soler. I don't blame them, solely because this loads the bases, which obviously is our kryptonite. Max Kepler gets a fastball right down the middle, and he tops it. If the Giants are going to capitalize with that pitch, they may never get a big hit with the bases loaded. So unsurprisingly, San Francisco leaves them loaded. Who would have thought? And we'll move into the bottom of the 8th inning, still 3-0. Dillon head up with 1 away for San Diego. He lines it in the left. That'll go for a base knock. And so the Padres get one of their fastest runners on base here with 1 away. The pitch count is rising for Blake Snell. He allows another hit to Ha-Seong Kim. hit, looks to make it to third. He is going to be safe. So with runners on the corners, I think this might be it for Blake Snell. He's allowed a few too many base runners over the last couple of innings, and his day is done. 7 1/3 scoreless innings so far. We'll see if either of these runners on base will be driven in. The righty Tyler Rogers is into the game as the Giants can turn two here. 5, 4, 3! Inning-ending double play. The Padres drive in nobody. So Rogers only has to face off against one batter. That was easy. We'll move into the ninth, still 3-0. Robert Suarez remains in the game as Jonathan India, who homered earlier, looks to make another big play, and it goes off the wall in right center. India will hold up at second for a leadoff double, and the Giants got a runner here in scoring position as they look to add to their lead. Again, I don't know if 3-0's enough insurance, being that the Padres scored 6 in the ninth inning earlier in this series. Fraley flies out to center, caught by Tatis. India is going to test his arm, and that proves to be a mistake. A double play conducted by Fernando Tatis Jr., part-time ball player, full-time sniper. Joey Gallo in the game off the bench. He does the Joey Gallo special. Strikes out on the sinker as we move into the bottom of the ninth. Camilo Duvall blew the game 2 nights ago. He's looking to redeem himself and get the save. Now, that game actually was not a save opportunity, so he is still a perfect 5 of 5 in save ops this season. But he has an ERA at 5.68, having allowed 4 runs in over 6 innings. Manny Machado starts things off, flies it into right. It drops fair, and it rolls all the way to the corner. A leadoff double for Manny Machado, and so San Diego starts the inning with a runner. All they've got to do is stack up some base runners, and they can put themselves back into the game. Now Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to go down on the slider. Big strikeout by Duvall. Adames joins him again. It's the low slider. And the Padres are down to their final hope. Luis Campusano grounded to short. Crawford makes the play. Throw to first is in time. And the San Francisco Giants win it 3-0. A shutout. 7 1/3 scoreless innings from Blake Snell leading the way. That's 3 consecutive scoreless outings for Blake Snell, who has been a man on a mission so far this year. The offense was pretty underwhelming, minus a pair of home runs by Estrada and India. But ultimately, it didn't matter. The pitching was so good. Blake Snell was phenomenal. He only allowed 5 hits and 1 walk, limiting the base runners. The bullpen did a good job as well. I thought San Diego's pitching was pretty solid, all things considered, with Michael King getting hurt in the second at bat of the game. And the bullpen did pretty well with the unexpected twist. But again, their offense gave them nothing. So let's simulate this final game of the San Diego series, bringing us into a 3-game set against Pittsburgh. We lead 3-2, top 9, 2 away. Austin Slater's up. He's 4 for 4, triple shy at the cycle, and he draws a walk. If you're not going to give us a pitch to hit, we're not going to swing. So unfortunately, no cycle for Slater, and the Giants win. Final score 3-2 as Camilo Duvall shuts the door once again. So after losing the first 2 games of this series, allowing 21 runs, the pitching rebounds in a big way, only allowing 2 runs over the next 2 games, winning both. So he split the series, bringing us here to a 3-game set on the road. A quick travel from San Diego out to Pittsburgh. We're going to take a look at 2 of the best young arms in baseball, Kyle Harrison and Paul Skeens, facing off against each other. But before that, we do have some guys in the minor leagues who are playing pretty well, who I want to consider calling up. Marco Luciano and Elliot Ramos lost out on roster spots in spring training, but both of them have been good through the first month of the AAA season. We're going to bring up Marco Luciano. Hopefully we're not rushing him up again. I think hopefully he'll be up for good. Lamont Wade will be optioned down to AAA. He has not been good this year. Now, he is out of options, it's worth noting, so we're going to have him on waivers. I don't expect anyone to pick him up. But with Joey Gallo playing well, there's just really not much of a need for Wade, and the fact that he's been abysmal doesn't really help his case. So let's hop here into the first of a 3-game set here at the beautiful PNC Park. These 2 teams arguably had the 2 best stadiums in baseball. The Pirates currently 11-11 so far, while the Giants are 12-11. So both teams are hovering right around the 500 mark. This Pirates squad, if you remember last year, almost won 100 games. They were really good. And they've got a full season now of the former number 1 overall pick out of LSU, Paul Skeens. He played pretty well last year, playing around half the year. And he's been even better this year in 4 starts, ERA of 3, whip at 1.43. He'll start with Jun-Hoo Lee, who bloops this one into right, and that will drop for a hit. So Jung-Hoo Lee starts the game off as a base runner as the Giants look to get some early damage against the former College World Series champion. This ball gets by Soler. Lee's going to head for second. Throw from Henry Davis is in time! So the gutsy base running decision backfires. Lee was a little bit slow to react. And Jorge Soler now mashes this one into right. Will it stay fair? No, it goes foul. The Giants are not getting any of the breaks right now. Following pitch, 2-2 for Soler. Rips it to third, 105 off the bat. But Ke'Bryan Hayes will make the snag. As we go to the bottom of the first, taking a look at the lefty Kyle Harrison, who in 4 starts this year has been really, really good. 2.19 ERA, 1.22 whip. Look at his walk rate, 1.9%. I will point out he did play really well last year in April and then forgot how to pitch. So hopefully the same thing doesn't happen again. He retires to side with a Brian Reynolds fly out into right as we have no score here moving into the second inning. Will either offense get something going against one of these former top prospect pitchers? Blake Sable's up for the Giants. Rips it to first. It's 104 off the bat. The Giants are hitting the ball hard, but they're just not landing in the right places as Connor Joe comes down with it. Bottom 2, Edward Olivares gets this one into right center. Kepler and Lee both going after it, and Max Kepler is underneath it. So a pair of 1-2-3 innings for Kyle Harrison. He's looking good here through the first 2, as is Paul Skeens, and we'll move into the third. First big league at bat of the year for Marco Luciano. Ends in a strikeout. That'll happen when you're facing off against Paul Skeens, who throws gas. Joey Gallo now hitting .278 so far this year. He goes down on the fastball, and we'll move into the bottom of the third. Like Marco Luciano, this is the first game of the year for former top prospect Termarr Johnson, who played in limited opportunity last year, and that one bounces over the fence for a ground rule double. His first at bat ends in a hit. Full count now for Jared Triolo. He draws a walk. We haven't seen that often from Kyle Harrison. Just his third walk he's thrown all year. 2-1, 2 away for Ke'Bryan Hayes. Floats it. Will it drop? It does not. Max Kepler comes down with it. We've got no score through 3, and we'll move into the fourth. Top of the order up for the Giants. We'll start with Jung-Hoo Lee, who is the lone hit today for San Francisco, and he will get another one. He sends it into the opposite field. It'll roll to the corner, and Jung-Hoo Lee is into second with a leadoff double. Jung-Hoo Lee is one of the best opposite field hitters in the game, consistently showing it as he did last year and now this season. J.P. Crawford into the opposite field. This one's going to drop. It'll bounce over the fence. A ground rule double. It'll score the run, and the Giants are on the board first. They lead it 1-0. Runner on third now. 2 away here for Jonathan India. And he chases the low slider, trying to reel something in there. And Paul Skeens fools him with the bait. Nonetheless, the Giants score. They lead 1-0. Brian Reynolds looks to get back at it for Pittsburgh. 101 off the bat, but Joey Gallo snags it. Teoscar Hernandez, the 3-agent signing from the Dodgers, rips it into right field for a 2-out hit, and Pittsburgh gets a runner aboard here. We'll see if they can look to tie the game. Edward Olivares rips this one into the gap. 110 off the bat as it rolls all the way to the wall. Runner looks to head home. The throw from India is well late. An RBI double for Edward Olivares, and the Pirates tie it at 1. Henry Davis, the former top pick out of Louisville, grounded to second. Backhanded throw is in time from Jonathan India. So the Giants score in the top half of the inning, but Pittsburgh gets one right back as we go into the fifth. Blake Sabol rips this one into right for a hit. With that base hit, Blake Sable's average is now at .380. And ironically enough, Pat Bailey, the other catcher, his average is even higher. Here's Gallo, sends it into center for a hit. Sabol was stealing second, so he'll actually make it up to third. Runners on the corners, 1 away. Paul Skeens has got to get himself out of trouble. It's Thairo Estrada, swings at a pitch well outside the strike zone, doesn't hit it hard at all, but it goes for a hit. Run will score, and the Giants are back on top as it's 2-1. Sometimes you need a little luck in baseball, and San Francisco gets that right there. Jung-Hoo Lee also swings at a pitch he shouldn't have, and that one will not result in the double play. Connor Joe tagged first, but the throw to short was a little bit offline, and Estrada's safe. J.P. Crawford, full count, flies this one into left, and it will be caught San Francisco will take the lead back, however, with an RBI single by Thairo Estrada as we move into the bottom of the fifth. Kyle Harrison not really slowing down too much yet as he allows a base hit here to Connor Joe. It sneaks over the glove of Jonathan India, and the Pirates start the inning with a runner on. Termarr Johnson grounded to third. Estrada backhanded play to India, to Gallo, in time! 5-4-3 double play. Let's move into the sixth. Paul Skeens' day is done. He'll be replaced by the lefty Marco Gonzalez. 3.13 ERA on the year, as he'll face off against lefty masher Jorge Soler, who sends this one 109 off the bat. The left fielder couldn't even field it. He hit it so hard. I feel like Soler has hit the ball better than he did last year, but the average is even lower. I feel like he's been unlucky, and his numbers should go up as he continues to hit the ball well. Max Kepler goes down on the high fastball. Nice pitch by Gonzalez for the first out of the inning. Jonathan India now the 1-2. Lines this one into left center. That goes for a hit. Soler's going to look to make it to third. We saw him thrown out in the first game of the day against San Diego, but this time he's safe. The Pirates offense did nothing through the first 3 innings, and all of a sudden they're clicking. And right as I say that, Blake Sabol will ground into an inning-ending double play where nobody will score. The shortstop Oneil Cruz leads the way as it remains 2-1. Gonzalez gets out of the jam. Brian Reynolds lines this one into right field. This one's going to make its way to the wall, looking to dig in for second. Going to be a close play. The throw from Kepler is a good one, but not in time. A one-out double for Brian Reynolds. He's flexing on the haters. Can the Pirates tie it up? This could be the play to do it. A single by Oneil Cruz. The runner will hold up at third. Probably a good decision. He would have been out. So now Pittsburgh has runners on first and third. The Giants are going to roll with their young pitcher. They believe in Kyle Harrison. Hernandez lines it into center. It is caught by Lee. That should be more than enough room to tag in the runner as he is safe. A sacrifice fly from Teoscar Hernandez driving in Brian Reynolds, and we're tied at 2. Edward Olivares is up. Runner guns for second. He is safe. Oneil Cruz is now in scoring position. Big opportunity for Olivares, who drove in a run in his last at-bat, and he goes down on the circle change. 6 innings of 2-run ball for Kyle Harrison. Another strong start for the young lefty as we go into the 7th with a tie game. Thairo Estrada drove in a run in his last at-bat. He's behind the 1-2 with 2 away, and he goes down on the circle change. 1-2-3 inning for Marco Gonzalez as we move into the bottom of the 7th inning. Into the game out of the bullpen for Kyle Harrison will be the lefty A.J. Minter. He has not gotten off to that good of a start this year, allowing 4 runs in 4 innings, including the walk-off home run earlier today to Jackson Merrill. Termarr Johnson sends it into right, caught by Kepler, and A.J. Minter retires the side. Neither team really wants control of this lead as we're still tied at 2 going into the 8th. Jorge Soler is up here for the Giants with 2 away, nobody on, and he goes down on the circle change. That pitch was down the middle. That looked like his pitch, and he knew it. He got a little bit ahead of it, though, just a tiny bit excited. Jose Leclerc comes out of the bullpen now for the Giants here in the bottom of the 8th. He's allowed 2 runs in 7 innings so far against Jared Triolo. Up the middle, India deflects it, and there will be no play at first. An infield single for Triolo, and the Pirates had the possible go-ahead runner on base with nobody out. Keep Brian Hayes now, the 1-2. Goes down on the inside fastball. The 2-seamer fools him. Big pitch by Leclerc. Brian Reynolds now puts it on the ground. It gets by Gallo for a hit. The Giants infield was playing in, looking to get the double play, but playing in directly results in a hit for Reynolds. 2 on, 1 away, and now Leclerc's got to get out of this sticky situation as he strikes out Oneil Cruz on the cutter. Biggest at bat of the game. 2 on, 2 away. Teoscar Hernandez lines it to second. India off the bounce will make the play. Leclerc gets out of the inning. It remains tied at 2. Will either team win this game here in the 9th? Jonathan India is up here with 1 away, and he goes down on the outside circle change. Great pitch by Gonzalez, who has been lights out since entering this game out of the bullpen. Patrick Bailey comes off the bench as a pinch hitter, hitting .393 with a sharp liner to short. Oneil Cruz will make the play. Throw to first is in time, and the Giants will not win it in regulation. Can they hold the Pirates off here in the bottom of the 9th with the lefty Taylor Rogers coming into the game? Rogers has not allowed a run so far this year. Hopefully that sticks today. Olivares goes down on the cutter. Good start to the inning for Rogers. Henry Davis now the 2-2. Goes down looking again. The high and inside cutter. We'll see if he strikes out the side. Yes, he does. Connor Joe goes down looking, this time on the sinker. Through 9, we do not have a winner. Going into the 10th, tied at 2. The Giants aren't really getting much going here. With 2 away, they do get a walk from Estrada. 2 on, 2 away. Big opportunity here for Jun-Hoo Lee. He's got a pair of hits today. Let's get a hat trick. Lee into center field. The runner, Bailey, looks to score. The throw to the plate is not in time. It's 3-2. Jun-Hoo Lee with an RBI single, and the Giants needed that one. If this game was still tied going into the bottom of the 10th, Pittsburgh could easily walk it off with the extra innings runner. J.P. Crawford with a liner over the head of Gonzalez for a base hit into center, and it's 4-2. So now the offense is really coming alive. Crawford and Lee each driving in runs. Gonzalez will be yanked out of the game, replaced by Nick Whitgren. 1.69, nice ERA on the year. Against Jake Fraley, he lines it into left. That goes for a hit, and oh dear God, you know what this means. The bases are loaded. Well, it was a fun inning while it lasted, guys. We got 2, but going into the bottom of the 10th, we've got a little bit of work to do to make sure the Pirates don't win this game. Oh, would you look at that? It was caught. What a surprise. The Pirates get out of the jam, and the Giants leave them loaded. But still a good inning. San Francisco drives in 2. No matter what happened in that inning, Camilo Doval would have come into the game, whether the Giants got nothing and needed him to save them, or in this case, he looks to get the save. It would be his 8th of the year, and he's perfect so far in save opportunities, despite the game against the Padres. Jared Triolo up the middle with 1 away. Single into center. The runner looks to score. Great throw by Jun-Hoo Lee, but he is safe. That's Connor Joe, and it's 4-3. A little less margin for error now for the Giants. Tying run is on. Winning run is up. Keep Brian Hayes. Grounder to second. This could do it. Can they get the double play? Not quite. Hayes is safe at first. A fielder's choice. And the Pirates keep this game alive a little bit longer. Reynolds. Liner to first. Slater picks it up. Tags the base. And that'll do it. The Pirates win game 1 of the 3-game set here in Pittsburgh. 4-3 in 10 innings. Certainly was not our best offensive performance, but when we needed some big plays, we got them with big hits by Jun-Hoo Lee and J.P. Crawford, who combined for 5 of our 11 hits. As for the pitching, we got another good game out of Kyle Harrison, and the bullpen was really strong as well. Interestingly, Harrison only struck out 1 batter in those 6 innings, but he didn't need to get the strikeouts going because he was so good otherwise. The Pirates' offense just didn't do enough despite strong performances on the mound from Paul Skeens and Marco Gonzalez. So that brings us into a really interesting stretch here to wrap up the month of April. Currently, we're 13-11, a little bit over 500. It looks like we might be in the mix for a wild card spot. We're currently the 3rd wild card. And look at our schedule. We have 2 games against the Pirates, then 3 against the A's, and 3 against the Rockies. This is a pretty easy stretch of games. It'll get a lot harder into May, but with Oakland and Colorado here, we should really look to capitalize. And if this team wants to potentially contend for a wild card spot, I want to see us go 6-2 over these next 8 games. I know it's ambitious, but I think we can do it. My master plan was quickly spoiled. We lost the 2nd game to the Pirates. We do lead the 3rd one 9-8. J.P. Crawford, who has not homered all year, has gone deep twice, and he's looking to do so for a 3rd time, with the Giants leading 9-8 in an offensive shootout. He got a piece to this one into left field. It's got some carry at the track, at the wall. It's caught. So Crawford unable to get home run number 3 on the day, but Camilo Doval would come in, he would shut the door, and the Giants win it 9-8 in an offensive thriller. So San Francisco wins another series. That brings us here into our series against Oakland. Look at this. We're up 9-0 here going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Michael Lorenzen is looking for a shutout. He'll face off against Guardians franchise legend Eliezer Alfonso, the World Series MVP. If you know, you know. He flies it into left. It looks like the runner should score. He does. And unfortunately, the shutout is dead off of a sacrifice fly from Eliezer Alfonso. The Giants would ultimately win 11-2. Another great performance by the offense. I feel like the pitching has been the strong suit of the team this year, so it's good to see the offense getting hot. We only had 10 base hits in this game, but we also had 10 walks. 2 for Soler, 2 for Kepler, 3 for India. Soler and Kepler each going deep. That would help the Giants sweep the Oakland Athletics. That brings us here to this series against the Rockies. We split the first 2 games, and we should be able to win this third one, currently leading 12-5. Thairo Estrada is looking for his third home run of the game, and he won't get it as he draws a walk. San Francisco would win it, though, by the final score of 12-6, and that wraps up our little 8-game stretch to end the month of April. I said that this team needed to go 6-2, and we ended up going 6-2. Would you look at that? Again, it was the offense that really led the way. 9-8 against the Pirates with 2 home runs by J.P. Crawford, and that's despite a bad start by Logan Webb. 11-2 against the Oakland Athletics. Then we had the Rockies series where we got 1 hit in the first game, but we scored double digits in the next 2, winning the second game 10-2 with a very good start by Logan Webb. And the last game 12-6 with 2 home runs by Thairo Estrada and a not so great start from Blake Snell, but he still gets his 6th win of the year. And I feel like we've got to talk about Blake Snell's month of April because, my goodness, was he dominant in 7 starts, going 6-1, only allowing 7 runs, 4 of which came in that last game against Colorado. Through his first 6 starts in April, he allowed 3 runs. Blake Snell had 4 consecutive scoreless games, 6 2/3, complete game, 7 1/3, and then 7 1/3 again. Blake Snell was unbelievable in the month of April, a complete far cry from where he was last year. And after our great stretch to end the month, we are the #1 wild card in the NL. I don't want to get ahead of myself, though, because we did have a really easy schedule in April. We took advantage, but it's going to be a lot harder in May. The Dodgers, the Braves, the Guardians, the Cubs twice, the Blue Jays, the Mariners. We've got a really tough schedule in the month of May. And we're also going to take our first look at the minor leagues in the next episode. Take a look down at the farm at AAA and AA. Our AA team so far is a super team. We're 19-3 with notable new top prospects such as Vicente Alegre, Kyler Rodriguez, and Scott Rios, the top prospect in all of baseball. All 3 of those guys have been quite productive so far, so I'm excited to finally get to use them. Hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.